a podcast created by two guys brought together by movement, transformed into brotherhood. The boys share their authenticity as they deep dive into what it means to explore this human experience, shedding light on personal trials and accumulated wisdom. Conscious Collingwood is meant to provoke thought and insight to expand your personal awareness. Come along for the journey as Justin and Jeff exemplify what it means to be a man living wholeheartedly, balancing the divine, masculine, and feminine. Welcome to Conscious Collingwood.
That load.
So, what do you got here? What book is this?
This is the book, The War of Art, that a friend of ours, gave to us.
You know what? So we were in a men's group. I'm gonna sneeze.
Do it.
No, you don't want me to.
Let out that demon.
My sneezes are violent. So, we are in a men's group, and one of the men in our group is, he's a brilliant, kind, successful, genuine man, and wise elder, I would say. And he has brought this 3 books.
3 now.
He's given 3 books to every gentleman in our group. One of them is The War of Art. Break through the blocks and win your inner creative battles.
And what's the theme of the book, Justin?
Resistance. Resistance. It is the disease that has captured the minds of the majority of the population, holding them back from inner creativity and actually expressing themselves fully to create the dreams and whatever. Sorry.
You were doing well there.
Yeah.
It's very scripted, but it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Wow.
Well, one thing I've been stepping into is my inner silly goose. Because I'm pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've been holding it back.
Yeah.
To be socially acceptable. And I just don't, I don't care anymore.
No. Let it out.
I'm like an old person that just doesn't give a fuck. Like,
Why wait to be 90 to do that?
Well, yeah.
Why hold on to that resistance?
Yeah, the resistance.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting book because, and I don't know, I found it's for me, maybe just my comprehension level, I don't know. It's a bit of a choppy read for me, but there's some really good stuff in here. And there's a couple pages I read the other night that just popped out. I was like, ooh, that's me.
Yeah.
Like, he just described me.
Yeah.
And it felt nice to be validated to some degree.
Yeah.
But I'm like, holy shit. So.
What pages?
39 and 40.
Sure. What was on them?
Words.
Fucking smart ass, this guy. Think about Jeff that you might not know is he's got a dry ass sense of humor. It's good. I love it.
Resistance and self-doubt. So yes, there's some chapters, if you want to call them that, sections that are a few pages, but most of them are just kind of one little anecdotes, right?
Yeah.
It's a good read. But yeah, do you actually want me to read the whole thing?
No. What were your takeaways?
Well, yeah, so this one section, resistance and self-doubt, I'll read this one, it's very short. Self-doubt can be an ally. This is because it serves as an indicator of aspiration. It reflects love of something we dream of doing and desire to do it. If you find yourself asking yourself and your friends, am I really a writer? Am I really an artist? Chances are you are. The counterfeit innovator is wildly self-confident. The real one is scared to death. I don't know why that stuck out to me.
Do you feel like your resistance sometimes expresses as like a really good idea and then you almost don't fully execute because of this inner self-doubt?
Yeah, I'm curious, to get into all the astrology stuff, like me being a double Aries Virgo, that Virgo, I think, does hold me back sometimes. And
Perfectionist.
Yeah, and I think it's described as just introspective and just very thoughtful. Like that Virgo it's very thoughtful, and so I think that it gets me too deep sometimes.
Virgo sun, right here. I can also agree that
I get triggered by the word perfectionist because I've worked through that word with my coach Tammy, and I've really tried to rid that of my life, but it's still there.
Well, the funny thing, it's part of our expression as Virgos. I noticed the same thing, especially in construction. When I was a foreman, I really didn't like cutting corners, and construction's all about cutting corners. And I would take longer to do things, but I'd do them right because I needed them to be done a specific way.
Yeah.
And then how I see it now is because I'm not totally used to creating or sitting down and doing work. I almost get this perfectionist fatigue where I'm like, it has to be perfect. And it's been reflected back to me like, it's great. You just need to execute.
Yeah. I hear you there. I just finished up a job, a turf. I built about 1,000 square foot golf green and whatever else. And the customers were watching quite a bit through their windows and stuff. Anyway, the gentleman complimented me at the end and just, really appreciated my attention to detail and stuff. And he called me a perfectionist. So it's nice to hear that and yes, I'm very detail oriented and I don't cut corners. Like I was looking at the scope of work I just completed. And it's just like, I didn't cut one goddamn corner. And one, I can't afford to because when I build the golf greens, like there's really not a process you can cut a corner on because the base has to be perfect. Then when you set the cups, they have to be done properly because if you cut a corner, they're going to sink or they'll be popped up, they'll be raised. Like you really can't cut any corners if you want it to look and be playable or look great and be playable. But where that perfectionist gremlin shows up for me is it presents itself as procrastination because there can be fear behind there. Like, is it perfect enough to deliver? If I'm going to do this coaching thing or something, like maybe I hold myself back because I don't feel it's good enough or I can't support somebody. So it also shows up as procrastination. So there's a fine line between being very detail-oriented and a perfectionist and then holding you back from, and that's what this gentleman talks about in the book.
Yeah. Huh. I feel the same way. I'm similar in that way where I can play with perfection, like this, online coaching programs. There's always something more that I could be doing to facilitate a better experience and better product. But my mind's always driven towards perfection, I would say.
Yeah. I'm going deep in my psyche right now thinking about all that stuff because there's a lot of worth tied to it, right?
Yeah.
If I'm to present something and it doesn't come across the way I want it to, or it gets judged or something, there's a lot of potential judgment there or self-worth and I'm not good enough, all that sort of stuff, right?
You know how it's a gift? You know that you're in alignment with your integrity.
Mm.
That's how I see it. I am a man of value and integrity. I live by a certain set of values. I don't really sway because there's an inner conversation with me where I have to live within integrity and within my values.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. What was the other topic here in this book? The second one right beside it. Yeah, resistance and fear. I just kind of talked about that.
You know the acronym of fear?
Oh, I do, but I don't remember it right now.
No, I do. Oh, don't worry, it's okay, everybody. False evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
Because it's not. It's a mind game. It's a total mind fuck. Created by you.
Mm-hmm.
And fear is really just a catalog of everything you've gone through in your life, being a protective mechanism of like keeping you safe from being butthurt or physically hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. When we were talking about this topic, I had sent you a voice note, and I had this idea that when you get the idea in your head that you should do something, it's like if we followed all the shoulds, where would you be?
Yeah.
But then you counter with a good point. It's like, well, that's fair, but it needs to be in alignment with who you are. You can't follow all of the shoulds. I should go do this. I should. Like, it needs to be a heck yeah. Like, I really want to do this.
Yeah.
Because as silly as it sounds, like if it popped in your head, like I should go and murder that person, that's probably not an integrity.
Yeah.
That's probably not your higher calling.
Yep.
So we shouldn't probably follow that one. But, that's a very contrast to I should go for a run. Those are extremes. But you made a good point. It's like to my inquiry there,
Yeah, when it comes to, I think that there's power in completion and execution, and it's a way for people that face resistance to get that dopamine hit. An easy one is to have like a to-do list each day and check it off, and that's something I'm learning to do. Dan and Jess and Ariana, highly successful people, they all have a to-do list, and Dan's like, do it for the dopamine, bro. Like, he's so funny with it. But
he's like he's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Do it for the dopamine, bro.
And just because you have an idea doesn't mean that you have to follow through, or that if you don't follow through, you've succumbed to resistance. You still need that healthy bit of a healthy amount of inner knowing if it's the right path. Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Be radically honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I've realized over the past, I don't know, I called it a dark night of the soul, where I was just feeling low. Like, almost, where recalibrating the compass, where's my direction, where do I want to go now? And also, I was facing resistance, where I'm able to complete things that are physical tasks.
Mm-hmm.
But mental tasks, I started noticing, like, wow, a lot of my inner child stuff was coming up. I was feeling the same way because I was really tuning in. But as I was facing my resistance, like sitting down and receiving help to like get some back end stuff done for my business, I felt like of the little child or a younger version of myself getting help with homework and feeling like I just didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Or why am I not good at this? And it brought up all this like, ooh, I see why I've been avoiding this. It's the little part of me, that inner child in me, feeling like I wasn't, and I passed high school with a 52 average. Let's be real. I didn't like school. School was, I like to hang out with my friends, and I wouldn't say I was bad at school, but I had a lot of resistance because I didn't like proving myself to anybody but me.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I started noticing like this resistance of like, ooh, okay, there's actually some healing here. And the good part about this book is like, he's just like, sit the fuck down and do your work. That's how you overcome resistance. Like, reprogram your brain. And so that's what I've been doing, and it's been actually pretty phenomenal. But there's still work there.
No, good for you.
Thanks, man. It was wild watching my little
Jay
self get all riled up. I'm just sitting there like, holy fuck, this is actually like bringing me right back to my mother's kitchen table and feeling like stressed out and annoyed and triggered, and wow, it was crazy.
Do you feel like there's healing that needs to be done there? And then do you feel like you're making progress?
Yeah. To be seen is to be loved. So you don't consciously like, I would say I'm very emotionally intelligent on the scale, if we were to compare to general population. And not to offend anybody, but do your work. I was just reflecting, and I was being radically fucking honest with myself. If I wasn't being honest, I would have been avoidant and just succumbed to the resistance, got frustrated, and got nowhere. But I was able to witness, process, understand, hold space, love that part of myself, and then choose a different way. Which isn't always easy, but
yeah. Oh man, what a topic.
You ever seen Inside Out, the movie about emotions by Disney?
Yeah, it's pretty clever.
Yeah, so we watched the second one. I don't want to give away the movie, but I want to say a really nice part of the movie. Can I do that?
I think you can do that.
Okay, I can do whatever I want. I'm an adult.
If someone wants to skip this section, they can.
Skip this section. It's about a minute. So this the girl that in the first movie is now in the second movie. She goes through puberty, and pretty much it's like nighttime or whatever, and then puberty is like this flashing button, and then this fucking construction crew comes in, starts breaking fucking everything, and everybody's like, well, what's going on? and this construction crew is like, it's all gotta go, it'll never be the same. And so then all these new emotions come in and create havoc. And then at the end of the movie, really, the funny thing is, like, every emotion is like their own personality, but at the end, every emotion still is able to love itself.
Wow.
And they like have this big group hug. And it was the remembering of like, you have so many different sides of you and so many different emotions that can trigger personality traits. And we all have them, and it's not to avoid or hide them, but to love them. And I thought that was really beautiful. So it was validating of like, healing, true healing comes from loving the parts of yourself that maybe you feel is cringy, or like, as an adult man, I don't like the fact that I get triggered around my intelligence when it comes to not being good at something I know nothing about. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to check that movie out, because the first one is good.
It's really good.
The second one sounds funny.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's becoming aware that knowing that your emotions are really just your guidance system. Being aware of them. Oh, what's this one? What's anger trying to show me? What's being reflected here? What's jealousy trying to show me here? Anxiety, depression.
Fuck, it's funny, dude.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a great movie.
That's beautiful. It's just crazy how they can weave a lot of adult commentary into those movies and still make it applicable to kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a second. Think, Jeff.
Yeah, I don't know what to share. A resistance for me right now is this triathlon that I had a friend or three had me sign up for.
That was us. We had a friend sign us up for a triathlon, and then we pretty much texted Jeff saying, haha, you're signed up too. Good luck.
Well, yeah, we were sitting at Dan and Ari's in your place there the one Sunday, and this came up, and then she just signed me up.
Oh yeah, you were
while
there
sitting on the couch
in person.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, you just don't want to be sitting there cheering. You want to be racing.
Like, well,
It's true.
not necessarily, but so anyway, I got to get my feet moving. I have to take a bike in to get serviced, and I have to start swimming because I haven't swam probably more from. So we're probably 40 feet from where we're sitting to the window. I've never swam further than that in my life.
Holy shit!
And we have to swim.
Some water.
And we have to swim 1,500 meters, 1.5 kilometers.
Yeah.
Half an hour to. No, that's probably an elite athlete's doing a half an hour, if not quicker. But let's say 45 minutes in the water with no water wings.
Dude, I know.
I hate sharks.
Thank God we're in Georgian Bay then.
So anyway, I got to. July's my month. I've really. I'm looking forward to creating this character.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Because I've been really grinding with turf work and landscape stuff for the last 2 months, ever since May got rolling, and it's just been kind of balls to the wall. And I've been running on adrenaline to some degree. And if I'm being honest, I'm probably coping with a few too many bevies too, trying to get through it all. For some reason, it's rocket fuel to me. It works.
Yeah.
But no, so getting through that, but now it's like the polarity between being that construction guy, that run and gun, to now let's go and be this performance athlete. I'm looking forward to seeing what the body can do.
Yeah.
And how I'm going to respond.
Yeah.
I really want to probably take detailed notes about it and really see where my mind goes.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, once I get into a pool or body of water, start swimming, there's no doubt there's a meditative process to that flow state, right? I'm just going. Same thing with the biking. So, yeah, now that I've cleared up, I feel like I've created some space in my life, getting caught up with the stuff I have to do. So now I feel like there's a little more creative energy coming through and just giving myself some space to think. And so now I've really got to, if we're speaking about resistance, really face that and have a to-do list in the day and the tasks I want to complete when it comes to the physical activity and pursue it. So,
you know what?
Because what do we have? A month and a half? Is it middle of
August 24th.
Yeah.
2 months.
2 months. I'm not looking to win the goddamn thing, but not drown. Like that's priority number one.
Don't drown.
There's only, and I've looked. I'm like, there's only 3 checkpoints in like the sense of like lifeguards out in the water.
Oh, really? That's it?
Yeah. So I'm like, I gotta make sure I get to each one.
Yeah.
Or be in the vicinity.
Dude, I almost had a panic attack ladder to ladder with Ryan the other day. But I also just did surge.
Oh,
I was
Jesus.
fucking gassed.
Yeah.
And we were swimming the pier, we thought, swim from one end to the other. Yeah. The breathing is hard for me because I'm learning to breathe through my mouth, which I've trained myself to breathe through my nose.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels weird because whenever I try to breathe through my nose, if I'm exhaling through my nose in the water, I'll instantly want to inhale and then I drown. So that's not.
Yeah. I've tried it even in our pool in the backyard just for 2 seconds, but like the exhaling under the water and then turning to grab air, that just feels counterintuitive.
Yeah,
like
it's weird.
I don't know where I'm at.
Yep.
Is water going to splash in? I need the air. So because I've been turning and just grabbing air that way. So my brother-in-law Steven, he's a tremendous swimmer. He swam competitively, so I'll be knocking on his door for a few tips here and there.
He looks like a swimmer.
Oh yeah, goddamn fish.
Yeah. He's like a Michael Phelps.
Yeah. Big wingspan, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just I appreciate the nudge, and dude, the amount of energy I spent trying to talk myself out of doing it,
That's funny.
like a couple months ago,
Yeah.
was just like, Jeff, you're busy enough. Like, you don't need to be doing this. What are you trying to prove? Who gives a shit? And then, that doubt or that elder in me was like, do you really want to look back and go, when you were 41, you didn't do that triathlon, you fucking puss?
You were signed up and you didn't
do it? Like, that regret started creeping in. I was like, yeah, that feels ugly. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Even if I limp to the finish line, doggy paddle the whole thing. Fuck it, we'll get it done. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's the completion of it.
It's a completion.
But with integrity and,
integrity. Yeah.
But it would be kind of interesting just to, I've thought about this as well, just showing up without any training.
See how you feel.
Well,
you could move for, it's about 2 hours, 2.5.
I'm interested to see what it feels like to get out of the water and then bike for 40K and then run for 10. Like, where's the body at?
We should set up a mock race.
Yeah, I said to Dan, like, I think what I'd like to do is at least complete half of it. Just to have some awareness about why we are getting into.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm really worried about the attire as well. I don't want to do I have to
I'm
wear
wearing little short shorts. That's it.
Do I have to buy a wetsuit? Are you wearing a wetsuit?
Yeah. We just ordered ours.
Did you?
Yeah. But that's only because we are going to take swimming in the bay quite seriously and probably do it. We got the ones where you can wear it in winter.
Oh.
Why not?
You guys are surfing in the
We
winter?
live in such a beautiful area.
Yeah.
Why not? Soak it all up. At least try.
Yeah. Well, good for you guys.
Thanks.
5 mil?
I have no idea. I think so.
Yeah. Oh, mercy.
Yeah, resistance is a motherfucker. It's resistance is really whatever is holding you back from actually going through with your dreams and desires. That's what I got down to. And yeah, I was facing a lot of resistance. Resistance is an interesting beast.
Yeah. And it's a good word to summarize, procrastination and stuff. Procrastination is an interesting topic for me as well.
In the book, he said, succumbing to resistance is just as bad as being a victim.
Ooh.
And I was like, okay, I'm not a victim. Nope. Here we go. Sit down, do my work.
Yeah. I'm just reflecting on, how the one thing that showed up for me this past week was wondering how in the flying fuck I've gotten to where I am in my life. I told you this, this is year 12 of my landscape business. And when I was doing the turf work and everything, the way I was cutting everything, seaming it, it was so intuitive. There's no thought behind it. Getting out of the truck, I'm like, I actually don't even want to do this job. No disrespect to the customer who hears this podcast, but it's I necessarily didn't want to do it, but I needed some work. So I did it and I executed. I didn't cut a corner. He got all of me. He got 110% of me. I didn't shy away. And that's what I know is when I got out of the truck, it was game time.
Yeah.
My body just took over. And I talked to Terry about this. It's just, became robotic almost. It was fucking trippy to witness. It was almost, not like I was hallucinating, but it was just very interesting to see this character of Jeff, the turf guy, do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, dude. Because I don't necessarily talk about myself a lot, but humbly bragging, I'm pretty good at what I do.
You're really good at what you do.
And so anyway, it's just very fascinating to witness that. And I was just sitting going, I have no idea how I got where I am. It just, like you say, compound interest. It's just like one task in front of the other. I got the first job, I got the second one, and it just somehow stockpiled. And now we have this place, and it really allowed me to reflect back and just be like, I don't know how I got here. Very fascinating. And if we were to speak about resistance, like I just never really faced it. Like I was in full alignment with what I was doing when I started Legs Turf in 2012, because I was just following my heart, and it happened to work out. So I've done other things and they haven't worked out, but that one I just started at the back of my truck, and Jesus, just working with Have a Chub on, because I was just so excited to be doing what I was doing, you know?
Yeah.
Just like, oh, let's go.
Yeah.
You just kept going and get through the winters, and then you'd find more work in the spring and the summer, and just perpetuate it all.
Resistance really is, well, you found success by compound interest over time. One task, then following one task into the next. And resistance is really talking about how we're holding ourselves back from completing one of the tasks along the journey to success. And even with like exercise, nutrition, lifestyle, like it's one positive choice, and then it just becomes who you are. But if you never overcome or face your resistance, then you're really trying to drag all your bad habits into the future where they're too heavy to carry, and you'll never make it. You'll just stay the same.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I mean, it definitely does put some pressure on you, and at least I felt that a little bit. It's, it's there's a balance there, and especially from someone who has become an achiever, I need to make sure that I don't lose myself in the process of chasing everything, because you need to achieve it all.
Yeah.
Right. But like we've said, it needs to be in full alignment, and that's what Ike Surf was. It was in full alignment. I chased it and achieved some great things, and now there is some clear opportunities that I need to chase or try and execute on.
Yeah.
And there's some resistance there, so I need to step through it.
Yeah.
And that's what he talks about in that one section, was when you have that fear, it's kind of meant for you.
Yeah.
So step through it. And that's where your growth is, right?
Yeah. Growth is always, there's no growth in your life that wasn't uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And overcoming resistance isn't negating responsibilities in your life. Like, it's still being the best dad that's present, thoughtful, providing, honest, being the best coach / whatever you choose or want to create in this world, best husband.
Yeah.
Like, it's all encompassing.
One thing that's coming up for me right now is, one thing that actually might be harming me is my self-awareness. Because when I look back, when I aspired to try and achieve a golf scholarship, I did that. Mind you, it was a Division II scholarship to a little known place in South Carolina, but I did that, and then unfortunately didn't work out. I came home and went to Guelph and went to school for turf. Got a great job in a school, and then 5 years later got into that, started Legs Turf. My point is, there was a lot of naivety in my life. I was just living it. I was just chasing. Yeah. Not even chasing. I was just following my intuition without even knowing it. And now that I have so much self-awareness, it holds me back, I think. Mm. I lived a little more, I wouldn't say recklessly, but a little more intuitively when I was more naive. Mm. Does that make any sense?
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't give a shit. I wasn't worried about what anyone was thinking. I wasn't worried about my family because I didn't have one for the most part. And even when I started Ike's Turf, like Terry still tells the story. I was doing the window and door gig for a couple of years, and I would just it wasn't working out anymore. Although I was great at the trade and kind of enjoyed it. But I was standing at the front window of our house, and I just said, "Do you trust me?" I said, "I'm going to start this turf business." She's like, "Yeah," apprehensively.
Yeah.
But I just went and did it. And there's just
Good Terry impression.
yeah. But yeah, looking back, there was just no. I didn't question anything. I just knew it's what I had to do. And for some reason, with some of the stuff in my life now, there's more doubt for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's inner child stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's also creating something you haven't created before. It's uncharted territory. That's why I think when it's uncharted territory, that's when I personally meet the most resistance.
Mm. That's a very good point, because as I was saying about being almost automatic when it comes to the landscape thing, I can keep doing that because it's comfortable. But to branch out and do something different, that's where the resistance is. This has been therapeutic for me.
Well, I actually think good. I don't know if it's a Virgo thing, which we are both Virgos, but we can live up here, you know? We're deep thinkers.
Yeah.
We like contemplation. So
Yeah,
get a little too heady.
learning not to overthink things. Just pull the trigger on it.
Pull the fucking trigger. Boom, boom, boom. Line them up. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. Oh, mercy. I got shit to do now.
Yeah. Buy a wetsuit, start swimming, bud.
Yeah, I have to hang out with you people some more, because
we actually had this conversation yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah. I said we should have Jeff and Terry over for dinner. And Ariana said, I think Jeff is not prioritizing me. And I was like, I agree. I don't think he is. So we need to prioritize our friendship.
Yeah, I got a note from her, and it makes my heart blush. It's just it's nice, especially from all three of you. But that whole twin flame thing, the whole story about Ari's just having a look at her branding. Yeah, your Everlove branding, and I was sending her a voice note because she sent me some examples or whatever, and I sent her, for the audience out there, a voice note, and it was exactly what she was talking about in that moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she was losing her goddamn mind.
Wow.
So the next morning I see her. I'm in the front of Everlove doing the landscaping, and she gets out of the car. She doesn't say hi. She's just across the street yelling, "Jeff, are we twin flames?" It was so funny. And there's a lady walking down the street, and she's like, "Say no."
Really? The woman?
This older lady.
That's so funny.
It was so funny, just the whole scene watching it. I'm like, for one, it was like, what the fuck's a twin flame? And I had it explained to me. But yeah, this lady's walking by, you smile. No. No, you're not.
Don't say it. Don't be her twin flame.
Yeah. It was so funny.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah. But when Ari explained it to me, I was like, oh, that's trippy.
Yeah.
Talking about the quantum level of
resonance.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know when those synchronicities happen in my life, I still trip out every goddamn time.
As you should.
Yeah.
You know what?
Talk about dopamine.
Yeah. Well, you know what the shaman says?
No.
When did you stop singing? When did you stop dancing? When did you lose your sense of awe and wonder for the mystery of it all? That's when you start to die. So if you don't have awe and wonder of these beautiful moments, twin flame, you lose your sense of excitement for life,
Yeah.
and then you start dying, or you manifest a disease.
Yeah. I like that. I mean, we're all dying. We're all there. We're all headed there.
Yeah, one day.
But do it with some awe and wonder.
Soak it up.
Yeah.
You don't know what's next. It'd be fucking black, lights out, like the old tube TV, you know, where it was like a fucking white circle right in the middle.
Yeah. It can happen.
Any moment.
Yeah.
Did you really truly live?
Trying to.
Yeah.
I was in the backyard last night.
Oh, I saw. I got a really nice picture from Jeff's wife.
I should insert that into the video.
Oh, that's so. You should.
I'll do that.
Can you?
Yeah.
Well, I can describe for the audience, but
Go ahead, sure.
It's a picture. I'm facing. So Jeff's head. All I see is a hat, and then Jeff's in a happy baby position. Looks pretty butt naked to me, but you can't see any genitalia. And it looks like he's sunning his perineum, which is the space between your genitals and your butthole. So you might want to bleep that out. I don't know. But I just texted Terry back. I said, I hope this sunburn isn't as bad as Mexico and you're not rubbing aloe between those legs tonight.
Oh, I'd never done it before, but there's a lot of people out there that are sunning their stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it was kind of...
Feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I know.
I think it was like, wow. And when would it ever see the sun?
And you
When would it ever see
haven't
light?
had coffee before. Well, yeah, that's true.
It's in the dark all the time.
It's in the dark. It's you hang out in a basement all day and try to be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very warm sensation.
It's just don't do it too long.
No. It's
Yeah.
sunburn on your balls.
Yeah. Imagine that, Jake. Feel every step.
Yeah. Oh, anyway. So yeah, I'm in the backyard.
Yeah.
But I was just I don't know. I can get pretty sappy these days when it comes to gratitude. Like I'm just in the backyard and again back to just wondering how I've gotten where I am, and I'm like, I said to Terry, if you would have told me when I was a teenager that I'd have, a beautiful house or two, I think I've done a great job with the landscaping in the front yard, a beautiful family, backyard, we have an above ground pool, nice deck, and then I got a golf course in the backyard. I have a 2,000 square foot green with 2 bunkers, and everything I have it dialed in. And I'm just like, what fucking kind of life am I living? It's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah, I still have more dreams and aspirations, but
Yeah.
just having that grounded presence and being in those moments, that's become a bit of a drug for me as well. Because I know there's a lot of chaos out there. Everything's crazy right now, but it's always been that way. And it always will be that way.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just being really, really present in those moments and just being so grateful. Love it. I had
That's
this
a form of resistance.
Huh?
That's a form of resistance.
Being grateful?
No, being distracted with the chaos of the
Oh,
world,
yeah.
which is always present.
Yeah.
It's there if you want to find it. Go look
Yeah.
for it.
I had this thought the other day, and I thought it was a pretty good one. But it was around, having a scarcity mindset. And I thought about it a little bit more, and I was thinking about it, and that's what thought is, thinking.
Tell us more.
But but what that is really at the heart of it is complaining. And when you're complaining, you're not in gratitude. And so I was like, wow, like having that, we don't have a bigger house, or we don't have more money, or we don't have this, or we don't get to go on that trip. And it's like, it takes you out of the present moment, and you're ungrateful for what you do have, for your heartbeat, for the breath, and for, any other multitude of positives you could find.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, it just really hit me. I was like, yeah, that scarcity mindset, that's a bitch. That's a trap.
Victim.
Yeah. and it's complaining. Ultimately, what you're doing is you're complaining.
Yeah. And we all have to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know it until you feel it,
Yeah.
then you got to move through it.
Yeah. But I wonder if there is some resistance there in the sense that, well, maybe not. Could you sit there and be in so much gratitude? And maybe that's where some of the greatest gurus have gotten, where it's just like you don't need anything else because that's all you have. And so my point was they're achieving more material things.
Yeah.
Like, is that necessary or not? I don't know. But we live in this physical world, and I think it would be fun to achieve more.
Yeah. Who doesn't want a fucking jet ski, Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want a jet ski?
No, not in particular. Like, I want material abundance, so I can do whatever I want in my life and keep supporting people. But, yeah, I think that there is it's not a bad thing to want more. And the beauty, those people set as a reminder to be okay with the way things are. And as long as you can be okay with the way things are and just be in gratitude, have, your inner world doesn't really, it doesn't have to reflect your outer world. So if you are, in financial stress, or you're, there is stress in your world, as long as you can have that abundance within, maintain that abundance, and whatever you project will come back. Love projected always comes back. It's a boomerang. Just give up the how and the when and the time.
Yeah.
Just it'll come. And obviously, you have to do your work as well.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I've wondered recently as well with some of the podcasts I've listened to and other people, you see people trying to ascend into a different dimension, or like maybe escape the human experience, and they're trying to get somewhere else. And I wonder, is that where we're supposed to go? Or is that a form of resistance because you're not willing just to be a human?
Possibly. There's some...
Because we're in this physical plane to experience feeling, and what this physical life has to provide. And I just wonder with some people, if they're always trying to ascend somewhere else, it's like, but maybe you're missing the point.
Possibly.
Or maybe not. I don't know.
What's to gain from that? I think that there is resistance in that, or avoidance, but I think, there's resistance and avoidance in everything. I think my final point on that would be just, you won't recognize it if you get it, if you don't do the work now to be grateful for what you have created. You won't actually be grateful once you get it. You'll just be looking to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
And with, the dark night of my soul recently, I realized, like, it's so important to be a healthy human, to have purpose and passion, and use the power of creation. Like, create what you want in this world. It's yours. And yeah, that's it. Don't waste your time.
No.
Or waste your time to realize that you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
You need to do that too. It's part of it.
Yeah. Oh, mercy.
Resistance. That was fun.
It was fun.
A vital gem. A kick in the ass. Esquire. Steven Pressfield. The War of Art. Product placement.
No, you didn't, you dirty bastard.
Is it off?
The audio was fucking...
What? No audio?
Is that seconds? What the fuck happened?
Oh no.
I'll have it on here, but
Brilliant.
the audio here, I fucking had it closed. Is that 5, 4, 3, 2? What the fuck?
Check. That's okay. We can enhance that audio using AI, Jeff.
Is that seconds? What the? Oh, you didn't, you dirty bastard! You motherfucker!
Good, man.
Thank you for being with us. We love recording these podcasts. If you know anyone who would resonate with today's episode, we would be grateful if you would share it with them. If you have any questions or comments, do not be shy and reach out. We would love to connect with you. Until next time, be well, love yourself, and live consciously.